Today we have a lot to learn and a lot to discuss and figure out. So today we're going to talk about food chains, and we're going to start with a slide presentation. Let's go ahead and go through that quickly now. And it's about the food chain. So the bottom of the food chain is are all the plants. Okay, and the plants they have more plants than animals. So it takes a lot of plants to feed the animals. So the bottom of the food chain is the plants. The top of the food chain is the predator. Okay, so the bottom of the food chain is the grass in this food chain. The top of the food chain is the hawk. And the arrow indicates where the energy flows. It flows from the grass and it gives energy to the grasshopper. The grasshopper gives energy to the frog. The frog gives energy to the snake. The snake gives energy to the hawk. And yes, snakes do eat mice, snakes do eat grasshoppers, snakes, but hawks can eat snakes too. I didn't believe it until I saw one flying in the air, a hawk carrying a snake. And it's true. All right, they all get energy from the sun. And let's go back. The plants are called producers, and everything with a mouth is called a consumer. All right, let's go over here to, let's go out of that, because we're going to study more about that in class, and you can take time and learn and read about that. Okay, now, the activity we're going to do today, so we're going to take 3 food chains. They're right there, and I'll give you a paper. And so we want to pretend like something happened to the food chain. Maybe the rat was poisoned, so we were caught in a trap. So the corn was growing, but the owl had nothing to eat. So the corn grew and grew, and the owl started to decline. Like they had to fly to a different place to find a mouse or a rat, or maybe they died because there was nothing to eat. The rabbit, something happened to the rabbit and there was less rabbits. So the foxes were hungry and the lions were hungry, but the carrots kept growing because there was nothing to eat the carrots. Then there's a grasshopper, and we sprayed some spray and killed all the bugs. Well, we killed the grasshoppers. So the frogs were hungry, the snakes were hungry, the eagles were hungry, but the grass had nothing to eat it. So the grass kept growing and growing. So this is what happens if you disturb the food chain. Something happens. Something is going to excel and grow and increase. In this case, the plants increased and the consumers decreased. Okay, what happened to that? We're also going to listen to a true story that's happening right now in Florida. The Florida manatees. A manatee is a very slow-moving, gentle, lovable animal. They're large, and they live in the warm waters of Florida. And they're starving. They're actually starving to death because algae is growing on top of the water, and they eat grass under the water, plants under the water. So when the algae on top of the water clouds out the bottom and the sun can't get to the bottom, grass on the bottom is dying. And they are dying because they depend on the grass from the bottom. So this is a story. Please listen to the whole video about what is happening to the manatees and what people are doing to help them. And then I want you to help us decide on what we can do to help the environment and help the manatees. Okay, what can people do to help the manatees? You're going to come up with those kind of solutions in a small group. Now, I also want you, it's an extra challenge, to take the questions from an old end of grade test about ecosystems, about food chains, food webs, and about predators and prey, those kind of things, and see if you can answer those 8 questions. This will help you remember what we learned today and prepare for the end of grade test. Lots to think about today, but good lesson and about things that are happening right now.